Well, anybody who's watching, Angry Anime Fan 2 here again, to bring you the One Piece chapter, and the latest. So what can I tell? Well, Luffy finishes off Ceasar in one blow, but it wasn't a Elephanto bazooka. It was some kind of a grisly gun. No. What? I forgot the name, but it was Grizzly. It's another weapon. I was wrong. But we see everybody have meet up with each other. Well, what I'm saying, Chopper and the Doctor Fives are trying to get to where they are, but then suddenly Brook runs, and it turns out that Kinemon has breathed in the gas. Because as we saw in an earlier chapter, he was desperate at saving his son, and he thought the dragon he cut down was his son. But when he got into the smoke, well, he got petrified. Brook seems okay, but I guess that's because he's skeleton and technically he do not need to breathe that much. But or maybe he just pulled him out before the gas completely covers him. Either way, it seems like we have a problem now. What about Kinemon? Then Smoker and Law meet up with the others. They have a trolley or something. It says the only way to escape the island because that's how they deliver sad, one could say. But when Law finds out that Luffy sent Caesar flying instead of capturing him, he gets angry and decides to capture Caesar himself. So he still has a hidden motive with Caesar. Well, later in this chapter, I think I have an idea what that is. Elsewhere, we finally meet the rumored two who was sent by Joker the to Punk Hazard, Baby 5, a woman who seems to have, as we saw later, ate a devil fruit. Well, the devil fruit, I think that devil fruit's name was Buki Buki no Mi, and she's a weapon woman or something like that, a living weapon. Well, that certainly is, yeah, its name was Buki Buki no Mi. That's certainly a handful. And then we see Buffalo, a man who himself also have eaten a devil fruit. It seems his name is Guru Guru no Mi, making him a rotation man, and he flies. Baby 5 is riding on Buffalo, uh, and well, they talk, and we get to see the reason on why Baby 5 hate Don Flamingo so much. Turns out there's a gag around her. It seems that Don Flamingo has killed every single guy who has proposed to her or has told her, "Will you marry me?" And have even destroyed the towns. But Buffalo says that's just being that Don Flamingo is protective of her like a big brother. Well, if he was this protective as a big brother, then I wonder how much he treated Law good. Well, it seems that also the Baby 5 have a difficult saying no and is constantly in debt. So it seems like when a very ugly man once said, "Will you marry me?" she said yes. So maybe a Dumblemingo kills these guys because they get on his nerves and because he's doing Baby 5 a favor. I mean, if someone were to marry that ugly man, ugh. Well, but Buffalo is uglier. He's like a big fat lord, fat ass, who is constantly seen smiling with the tattoo on his teeth. I mean, Don Flamingo's tattoo. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, all the Brookers are well angry with Caesar's defeat, and some mention that Joker's gonna make a move. And here's one I want to say. Some guessed, is that Rob Lucci, the guy who's with the hat? Well, we do know that the guy with the horns is not Blue Eno, because if he was, then he would have been with the hat guys in the same scene. And some mention that Jack and other an organization. Seems like Straw Hats will have a full hand when they come later in the New World. But when and it also turns and when Buffalo and Baby 5 finally reach Pankasard, Buffalo blows away the gas with his fruit powers, and turns out he blows as strong as a typhoon. And then we also see Frankie. He's alive! And in his Frankie Robot Shogun model. Is it finally gonna be of use? Because he see Baby 5 and Buffalo. And they also see Ceasar, who Luffy blew out. And when Don Flamingo hear that, he wants them to capture Ceasar immediately and leave Virgo and Monette. Because Ceasar is more valuable. Well, Frank is the only one who can stop them. Will he? Well, I guess we'll see next chapter. Was there anything else on this? Well, nothing else but that Don Flamingo has incredible devil fruit users on his team. Well, I wouldn't say incredible. That propeller fruit is actually kind of annoying, but fun. What I mean is, how many devil fruit users does he have? Is even that little kid his devil fruit user? And it said that Baby 5 was killer and servant. What's that little kid then? Adopted daughter? And the grandparents are adopted grandparents? No idea. But that's that chapter. See all the other reviewers, they're better than me, but I'll still see you soon. It was good for me. This chapter, I mean.